So the reason I took a quick shot of the setup is to let you know that there's some fresh fruits over there. So I'm going to make this as fast as I can without shortchanging you. I did do some sketches, little what I'm calling thumbnails. They're probably about 3.5 inch square or rectangle. I'm going to put them on these little papers that I've gessoed, and I used a stencil, and I'm going to see how that's going to work. And not all of it's going to show up, but I just wanted it as an underpainting. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. My palette continues to be pretty much what it has been for the last several weeks. I've added some magenta, and I've added some phthalo blue, and some sap green for the bottle. Actually, the bottle isn't that green. But anyway, I added those to what I've been using. I have some quinacridone gold on there, but I'll interchange with yellow ochre on that, and certainly the black and white continue to be part of it. So there's that. I've done a quick little sketch. I don't know if you can see it on here. It's there. And I also wanted to just remind you that I sent you that video from Bob Blass, who is known for his wine bottles. I'm going to marry that approach with things I've already done. If you saw the packet of references for the wine bottles and or other still lifes, you can see I've done bottles before, and one of the main things to remember is the values, of course. And the other thing in still lifes that is interesting, some of the Impressionists and post-Impressionist painters that painted still lifes kind of flattened their subjects out on the canvas. But if you, and so we can work from a thing of being very impressionist that way and having your paintings look very flat, or add a little depth to them by overlapping your pieces. The grapes are in front. There's a lemon that's sticking behind some of the grapes. There's an orange behind. The orange is overlapping the bottle. This glass is sort of out on its own, but in each case I overlapped, which creates depth and perspective. I'm not going to be religious about keeping it, but it's there. Let's see, what else is there to do that? You can juggle your own setup any way you like, or you can use some of the images that I sent you. One of the things I like to do with these, I always talk in landscapes about starting, as I most often do, starting with the sky and the mountains and the background first, so that I can put my center of interest in later, after I've got the background and the sky and the mountains in. I can place my subject where I want it. With still lifes, it's sometimes easier to start with your subjects first, because they are what they are, and then use the time that you're doing the background to negatively paint around your bottles and your oranges and your glass, so that you can correct any kind of lopsided mistakes you do. If you saw the Robert Burridge pieces, you know that he starts by making 3 vertical lines. That's a good start. I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to stick with it as a finished product. I'm going to mix some. So there's the neck. Already I see where I'm going to have to negatively paint. Now, remember with these still lifes also, you kind of have to know really where the light is coming from. I'm kind of going to do it today with it kind of coming from this area. So I will be doing the bottle and having lights and darks. I might even change it. Who knows? Let me just fill some in. What would happen if I did it this way? Maybe I'll do it this way. So, and that's, I think I'll tell you the reason I just quickly changed my mind is I love having the wine glass and the reflections that come on the glass and the quote-unquote wine. I'm going to go put some grape juice in the glass so you can see how it acts in the light. I'm going to try to keep some idea, some semblance of transparency over some of my stencil work, but we'll probably do some opaque painting over some of it so that it's not wholly covered with these circles or bubbles, if you will. I'm going to be doing transparent. This has some phthalo and some Turk in it, which makes it kind of transparent. And then probably when I get to some of the other bits, they will be more opaque. I'm just looking at some of my brushes and they're getting a little scruffy. I think I'm going to have to break down and buy some new ones. But anyway, that's a 3/4 inch and this is a 1/2 inch. I think that's what I've got to work with. This smaller, lovely synthetic 1/2 inches, what I'm doing some of the detail work with. I've kind of laid in some things here. I can see that my bottle is kind of askew, so that's going to get corrected when I do some negative painting for the background when I get to it. the finished piece is here. It's okay. It's not wonderful. Because it's a class project, I probably overworked it. I need to just stop thinking about it and just be a little looser, my own self. I got a lot of warms and cools. I went over, as you see in the video, I went over the grapes several times because I'd put a cool red down, then a warm red down, a cool orange down, and then some warm red on top of it. It's just a quick little sketch. The thing I liked most about it, I guess, is the bottle, because I've got a nice combination of reds and burgundies, literally, and greens in there. I was able to get some darks and lights in the grape juice that I have in my glass. This is a little tight in here, but it does have a lot of overlap. I think that's a function of the paper being so small. But anyway, there's the first go.